Apple, the world's most valuable company, has found itself at the center of a growing legal storm over its artificial intelligence ambitions. A group of prominent authors and publishers have filed a lawsuit against the tech giant, accusing it of unlawfully using copyrighted books to train its new AI system, Apple Intelligence. The case, filed in a U.S. federal court, alleges that Apple used vast amounts of literary content, without permission or compensation, to power its generative AI models that are being integrated into iPhones, iPads, and Macs. The lawsuit comes amid a wave of similar actions targeting other tech giants such as OpenAI, Meta, and Google. At the heart of the case lies the question of whether companies can legally use copyrighted material scraped from the internet to train artificial intelligence. The authors behind the suit argue that Apple's approach represents a blatant violation of intellectual property laws and threatens the livelihoods of writers worldwide. According to court documents, Apple allegedly accessed a massive dataset containing digital copies of copyrighted books, essays, and academic texts. The plaintiffs claim that this content was used to help Apple's AI models understand language, structure, and narrative, skills that are now being leveraged in products like Siri's upgraded version and Apple's writing assistant tools. Lawyers representing the authors argue that Apple could have sought proper licensing agreements but instead chose to secretly harvest creative works for free to gain a competitive edge. Apple has denied any wrongdoing, insisting that Apple Intelligence was developed using publicly available data and licensed sources. In a statement, the company emphasized that user privacy and data integrity are central to its AI strategy, adding that it is committed to respecting the rights of creators. However, the lawsuit's plaintiffs maintain that Apple's assurances are hollow without transparency about its training data. They are seeking financial damages and an injunction to stop Apple from continuing to use their works in AI development. This legal battle raises broader questions about the future of artificial intelligence and intellectual property in the digital age. For decades, authors and publishers have fought against piracy and unauthorized copying of their work. Now, the fight has shifted into a new technological arena, machine learning. Many in the creative community fear that AI systems, trained on their copyrighted materials, will eventually generate content that competes with human creators while eroding their economic value. Experts say the case against Apple could have far-reaching implications. If the court rules in favor of the authors, it could force AI companies to overhaul how they source and train their models, possibly requiring them to pay licensing fees for copyrighted data. Such a precedent might slow down the development of AI but ensure fairer treatment of content creators. On the other hand, if Apple prevails, it could strengthen the legal argument that AI training qualifies as fair use, a principle that allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission for purposes like research, education, and innovation. The timing of the lawsuit is particularly sensitive for Apple, which is preparing to roll out Apple Intelligence across its ecosystem in 2025. The company has positioned its AI as a privacy-first alternative to competitors, boasting on-device processing and secure cloud computing powered by Apple Silicon chips. However, this controversy threatens to undermine its marketing message and reputation for ethical technology development. As the case unfolds, the tension between innovation and intellectual property rights is expected to intensify. Authors and creators are demanding recognition and compensation, while tech firms argue that broad access to information is essential for AI progress. The outcome of this lawsuit could reshape the boundaries of creativity, ownership, and technological advancement in the years to come. If Apple is found liable, it could face significant financial penalties and be forced to modify how it develops future AI systems. But even beyond the courtroom, this dispute has already ignited a global debate, one that pits Silicon Valley's drive for innovation against the centuries-old principle that creators deserve to control and profit from their own work.